This brief video will show you how to retrieve comments that I make on your graded papers. So this is the screen you would see. You'd note here that you have received a grade. If you go to your grades here, then we scroll down, and here's the thing that has the item that's been graded. This is just a sample, by the way, nobody's actual paper. You'll see this, and this is what you've uploaded and what's been graded. Then you come over here. This is something I've explained in comments, but I'm not sure everybody understands it, so I wanted to show you again. You click on this preview, and if you come down here, you'll see that there are some pointers marking comments. Now, this is kind of a hard way to see them, but you can still just scroll over here, and you'll see, for example, that I've marked this with as a fragment, FR, and I said see editing page, okay? It's a fragment. It starts a sentence with which was always going to be a fragment, but there are all kinds of fragments, so that's why I'm referring this writer to the editing page. Another thing I marked on this paper was here a chapter in Krugman's book, and I noted that that's AP, an apostrophe is needed, and sometimes if it's a short thing like this, I can just show you by rewriting it and where the apostrophe goes right here. Okay, now there's one other thing you can do with this that makes it a lot easier to see, since this is difficult scrolling back and forth. So you can come up here and click download and have it download this as a PDF, open it with Adobe. This is presuming all of these things are on your system, on your computer. And then here you can see these in much larger format. So here's this one talking about an apostrophe. You can make that small again. You can cut them all out so you can look. But there's this. When I click on it, or when I just hover over it, it will tell you the same thing. If I click on it, it will put the whole thing there, which is sometimes easier to see. So either way, that's how you can see the commentary, make it big, make it much easier to view any comments that are on here. Okay, so I'll get rid of that now. And the other thing I want to show you then is that when I'm referring you to see these pages, you might be confused. So I want to remind you, you always go to your modules to find all the course materials you need. And at the end of each module, and I've got the first one collapsed up here, because we're done with that, but this one is showing, and this is in all our modules. At the bottom of them, there's something called editing guidelines. If you click on that, here are a variety of ways to get some help with whatever I have marked on your paper. So at the bottom here, you can see editing and proofreading symbols, also a PDF. I'll just open again quickly to show you that these are the shorthand editing marks that I use. Okay, so for example, there's the FR, tells you it's a fragment. There is, where do we have that? Well, I suppose run-on, okay? A run-on sentence, it's like a comma splice, but without a comma splice. Those are the common ones. Here's the apostrophe. So you could see what a symbol means if you don't know. You go to a document here, and you could read more in depth. This is a not very well done PDF, but it's from an older book that I used to use in composition classes, and it has quite a bit of information on how to recognize and avoid fragments, fused sentences, which is just a synonym for run-on sentences, comma splices. So those are the three most common sentence issues that I'd like you to work on, and this is a document, goes on for some pages, explains in some detail all these issues. As I said, not the prettiest document in the world. As shows you how to revise, how to eliminate, and gives you exercises. All right, so there are a variety of things like this. Some of these are just compilations of materials that are on the web that can make it easier to understand how to use commas, and semicolons, exercises, how to connect your sentences by using subordination and coordination. This is a pretty crucial one I hope everybody will read. I should probably give you time to read it. in class. And also, this is just another method. Okay, so all of this material here in blue can help you understand your issue. You can also always, for anything that you might have a question about, go to the Purdue OWL, which is the University of Purdue's, Purdue University in Indiana. It's their online writing lab. And all you do here is come here, you can search the OWL. Here, if your problem is fragments, you could just type that in. It uses Google to search. It's such a large website. And then read about sentence fragments, get that information here. Another thing you can do, this is very like what the other document I showed you, and it's a shorter version, but it might be an easier version for you to use. Another thing you can do to see if you're getting things right is you can just come out here and say sentence fragments, exercises. That's what I already did. So sentence fragment exercises, you can come here and try some of the exercises. There are a few other places online where you can find exercises. I don't know if this, I don't think this self-correct. Oh no, this does. This has the answers. There are a few other places online that you can use for this, but in any case, when I'm referring you to the editing guidelines or the editing page, this is what I'm expecting you to come look at and work on in terms of editing. That is, taking care of surface level issues, sentences that are unclear, grammar, punctuation, etc. Revision is a different thing, and for that, when I say revision, I'm meaning things that you need to rethink in terms of the whole larger paper, maybe information you need to include, information you need to move around, information that you need to rethink. And that's how I'm distinguishing revision from editing. Editing and proofreading being something that happens at the end of your writing to make sure that it is readable in standard English. Okay,